So this is how you're going to replace your, or basically how you're going to fix if you have, if your SIM card tray, I'll take it out and let you see, is broken, so it's not reading the SIM card. This is what it looks like. If your Samsung Infuse is not reading the SIM card right here, there's two ways you can do it. I'm going to show you one, not two. I'll tell you about the other one though, because I tried it as well. So this is what it looks like. Okay. First, you're going to remove the back cover. Like so. You just pull on the side right here and it pops right out. I already took the battery out. Okay, you have to remove the battery as well. You might have an SD card in here, so just push right here and pop it out if you have an SD card. And then you're going to have 8 screws to remove. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't worry, there's 2 more. So what you're going to do is just simply go like this and just screw it out. Screw it out and put them aside because these are really small. I'm doing it on the carpet here so they don't get lost. Usually they fall on the carpet anyway, right? So why not just do it on the floor so they don't get lost? So I'm going to just quickly remove these. Okay, so as you can see, they're all out, and again, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right here. Okay, you can see right here where the screws are. They're very small, right? And there's going to be 2 more inside, so there's a total of 8. Next, you're going to want to remove the display right here, and how you remove that is you're going to get one of these, maybe a screwdriver, but that might scratch up the face a bit, so you might not want to use a screwdriver. So you just get one of these little tools here, or you can use one of these. These are really cheap, so if you buy them, then you're probably going to have to buy 2 if you're going to do this again, because these are really cheap. You see, it's plastic. I got it straight from China. Alright? So what you do is you wedge it in the side right here, just like that. And just keep going around, and it's going to pop right out. Just like that. Alright, and keep going. There we go. That's it. Okay? Put that aside. Over here. There we go. Sometimes these might pop out, but you pack them back in. So this is your camera, your microphone. This is, oh, okay. I think this is the power button. This is the volume over here. So the next step, remember, this is what you want to replace, right? This is the SIM card tray right here. So there's 2 ways to do it. You can either solder it, where you get the soldering wick right here, and you take up some of the soldering around here as well, but you know, you got to buy a really good soldering. Let's say the Haiku one. You can look it up on, you know, Amazon or something, and it's probably going to be like $85 for the really good ones, or you could buy the cheap ones where you have to buy twice, right? That's not fun, right? So remember those 2 other screws that I told you about? Okay, so those other 2 screws are going to be one right here next to your camera, right? Let's see if we could focus in there. See right there? That's one, okay? And the other one is right here, okay? I've already started to loosen this up a bit, so I'm just going to finish up and take that out. And like I said, you can do it right there on the carpet so you don't lose them. These are really small. And if you lose them, chances are you're not going to find them, right? Let's get this one out. Okay. Next, you want to take everything off the board. So you want to pop this up. You can probably just use your fingernail. 1, pop that up. 2, pop this up. Right here, right here. And this is the antenna. The antenna you can leave on the board. So this is the second way to replace your SIM card tray. And what I'm basically going to do, I'm going to replace the entire board. Instead of just soldering this. Like I said, you can really buy a good solder, or you can buy the cheap one and run into problems. You also don't want to damage the board. So this is the easiest way to do it, basically. If you want to do soldering, it's pretty easy as well, but I'm not going to show you how to solder today, right? Maybe next time. So once you pop these up, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. There we go. Like I said, you could just use your fingernail and pop that up. Pop this one up. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And the board is going to lift right up. See that? Now, it's a little stuck here, right? And you're probably wondering why. The guy just told me it's going to lift right up. Well, the reason why is because there's a little bit of a glue here where the camera is. And that's what's holding it down right now. So just wiggle it a little bit. Don't put too much pressure. And then it's going to pop up. I'm just going to make sure that I have everything unplugged. Right there. Okay. Everything is off. Okay, now you can see everything is moving except where the camera is. Like I said, it's the camera that's holding it down. I'm going to just adjust it a little bit. Let's see. Get that up. Okay, so like I said, just pull on, it's the camera right here, you want to pull up on it. This is the second board I'm using right now. Just wiggle it a bit more, and everything should pop up. Just like that. So this is what you want, right? This is the whole motherboard right here. And you want to put that aside, right? And then get your second one, which I have over here, I'm going to remove and plug back in, and I'll show you how to reinstall everything. But it's basically the same way you got everything up. You just put everything back in place and make sure that everything is connected. Because once if you forget to connect something, then you got to open the phone back again. So I'm going to put this aside and take the other motherboard off the second phone that I have. Okay. Okay. So here I have the second board removed. Right. This is the one that's damaged, right? I don't know if you can really see it, but okay, you might not be able to see it, but basically some of the prongs right here are not connected, and that's why it's not reading it. And the only way to do this is to either solder it, right, where you get the soldering gun, the desoldering wig, so forth, so forth. That, like I said, might be in another video. I'm not doing that right now. And I'm going to replace it with this board right here. So this I'm just going to put aside. I'm actually going to put it back in the other phone. So I'll put this over here with this phone. And this is the new one that I'm going to replace and put in the second phone here. So like I said, sometimes with the camera, there's a little glue right here that's holding it in place. Okay, so you might have to wiggle it a little bit, or you can get, pliers and just hold on right here, but be very gentle. You don't want to damage. If you see there's a little ribbon right here, you don't want to damage that, because then you don't have a camera, right? And you have to buy a new camera, and that means you have more problems than you started with. You don't want to do that. So just hold on a second. I'll put in this phone and put everything back together, and you'll be with me. Ready? Okay, so you see I have it now in the second phone. Make sure these are out because you have to clip them back in. Push down the camera a little bit. Make sure it's nice and snug. Then you want to connect everything back, right? There we go. Listen for that clip sound, alright? That's how you know it's all in there. Make sure it's pushed down nice and tight. There we go. You heard that clip again? Okay? Make sure everything's clipped in. Nice and snug, okay? You don't want to have to do this twice. Okay, there we go. You want to push in, remember, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Remember those 2 screws? We're going to put them back in. Okay, now sometimes they might get magnetized next to the camera. Alright. Let's try this. There we go. You don't want to over tighten these. Just get it nice and tight. That's it. Make sure it's really flushed. And you have the other one. Also, you may have noticed that these 2 are darker. There's 2 darker screws. And the other screws around the face or the back are more silver. There we go. I dropped one. Because I was already working on the floor, right? And like I said, it's nice to have a little carpet here, or you could just have, you know, a nice small clean area. But I find actually working on the carpet better because they won't go too far. They'll just get caught up in the camera. Like the other screws are actually right over here. See? Right? They're not going to go anywhere. You just give it a couple turns and make sure it's nice and snug, nothing's falling out of place. And remember, this is where your SIM card would go, right in here, right? Okay. So now you want to put the back on. It's going to be this one. And always try to put it on without putting in the battery first. Makes it a little bit easier. Just get it nice and snug. And there's some little clips on the side. You want to just clip them in. Okay. Now there shouldn't be any space around here like you see right here. There's a little bit of a space, like a little gap. So you want to make sure you hear that clip sound where everything clips back in. So, you know, water or anything doesn't get in there. Let's see if you can really see it. See like right here there's a little gap? Just make sure you clip that in real nice. There we go. It should be nice and smooth and even. Okay? Don't worry about the bubbles. I just did a bad job with the, you know, screensaver, right? That's another lesson. Okay? And remember those 6 screws, we're going to put them back in. So now that you have the bezel back on, you want to just put your screws back in. If you want, you could do one by one or line them up. Also, make sure there's not any, dust or little particles getting stuck on the board. Just line them up. Okay. Just get it nice and tight. Don't over tighten it. Okay, no one has to be the Hulk around here. Just want to get it nice and snug. That's it. There you go. Make sure your battery fits. There we go. You want to put the back right back on. And just to make sure you did a good job, you want to turn it on. Don't worry, it's not broken. It just takes a while to load up. Now, this one's for AT&T, but you may have noticed I had a T-Mobile chip. I have AT&T too, if you like. It's just that I actually plan to unlock this phone as well, and that's another video again. Sorry, guys. So you want to make sure it loads up. You want to check the settings, your camera, so forth. Make sure the volume is working and all the buttons. And once everything is working, then you're good to go. But the main thing was to replace the SIM card tray, right? So we just want to make sure our SIM card works and fits, slides in and out, no problems, and that it's actually reading the SIM card. So you see the camera's working. You want to make sure that works. You want to make sure your volume button's working. Your power button. I'm gonna do my password off camera, just in case you guys want to steal my phone. Okay, so as you can see, you want to make sure the touch screen also works. But the main thing was the SIM card. So I'm gonna power back down. And we're going to take our SIM card, plug it right in. Should slide in and out really easily. Sometimes you got to push in the back here, slide right back out. Okay, so we know it's good, right? And you can look at the prongs, make sure they're not broken or anything. I'm going to slide this back in. And power back on. Okay, everything's still working. You just want to make sure it's reading the SIM card. That's it. This SIM card is actually not active, so don't really know what's going to happen. But I just want to see that it's recognizing the SIM card. Okay, so as you can see, it's picking up the SIM card. Otherwise, you would see a note here that it's not recognizing the SIM card. Okay, SIM not provision. Well, okay, it's reading the SIM card, but like I said, this SIM card is not active, so that's why this is popping up, right? That's why I got this message. So it actually reads the SIM card, so everything's perfectly fine, works like a charm, and we're good to go. Thank you very much for watching. Comment, like. If you have any questions, just feel free to send me a question or anything, and I'll try my best to answer. Thanks. Bye. Hope this helps.